Hello guys, welcome back to my channel AJ's Kingdom, and in this class I would like to just give a brief explanation about fallopian tubes. You can see in the image I am not speaking about uterus, I am speaking about fallopian tubes. It is a connecting tubes from the uterus to the ovaries. It's a connecting tube from the uterus to the ovaries, and this is like we can say shelter for receiving the ovum and helping for the fertilization, and this is a major function of the fallopian tube. Here first thing is it receives the ovum and helps for the fertilization, and that fertilized egg will be traveled towards the uterus and implanted here. So major functions, it is helping for the capturing or holding of a ovum, and it is having a finger like projections where it can catch or it can catch ovum and helps to keep inside the fallopian tube, and it is ready for the receiving of the sperms and help in the fertilization. So this is a major structure of fallopian tube. So here we will see what is the next important things are there in the fallopian tubes. So fallopian tubes also called it as a uterine tubes. Salpinges also they will say. Fallopian tubes also call it as a uterine tubes, and it is a stretch from the uterus to the ovaries. Already I said it is a connecting tube like structure which measures about 8 to 13 centimeters in length. 18 to 13 centimeters in length. The ends of the fallopian tubes lying next to the ovaries feather into the ends called as a fimbriae. Already in this structure I told you the finger like projections. The one ending is connected with uterus and other ending is connected with a ovary where it has a finger like projections are there. Finger like projections are there, that we call it as a fimbriae. And when we speak here, that is what they say. The ends of the fallopian tubes lying next to the ovaries, it feather like into the ends called fimbriae, and millions of tiny hair cilia like structure will be there inside the fallopian tube. Again I am showing this. Inside the fallopian tube there is a cilia like a structure will be there, and what is the major importance of that cilia like structure is helps to move the blastocyst from the fallopian tube to the uterus. It is it is trying to push the fertilized egg towards the uterus and helping for the implantation. This is what activity. So fimbriae is helping for the capturing of ovum, and cilia is helping for the moving of that fertilized egg towards the uterus. So then the millions of tiny hair-like structures are there, and the cilia beat in a waves hundreds of times second, catching of the egg at ovulation and moving it through the tube to the uterine cavity. So that is what the fimbriae is helping for catching of ovum, and the fertilization typically occurs in the fallopian tube only. Usually the fertilization will take place here only. After that only it starts going to the towards the uterus. That is what about fallopian tube, and mostly they asked for 15 marks, and the clinical importance is sometimes these fallopian tubes will get infected due to some peritoneal infections or something like that. Then let's call it as a salpingitis. And already I said one important function of the fallopian tube is fertilization. It helps in the fertilization. Sometimes that fertilized egg starts growing in the fallopian tube only. That is called it as a ectopic pregnancy, because of the lack of cilia movement. This fertilized egg is situated there only and it is started growing. That is called it as a ectopic pregnancy. So this is the importance of fallopian tube. So here I have used the two words, ectopic pregnancy. When the baby is growing other than uterus, we call it as ectopic pregnancy. And if infections occurs to the salpinges or fallopian tubes or uterine tubes, we call it as a salpingitis. Okay. So if this is for 5 marks, you can draw the diagram and you can start presenting your content. So thank you for watching. If you really like my class, please do subscribe.